30 seconds into the second quarter. Raiders coming out. 1-2-2 trap. Hannibal beats it with a diagonal pass across the timeline. Now straight away for Powell. Down low to Elder. Elder works it in deep from 2 feet. Turnaround off the glass is good. He's got his first bucket of the night. And it's a 15-12 lead for Hannibal. Raiders on the left side wing. Eaton with it. He's launched a couple of threes. Hit one of them already. His pass to Reese at the top. Knocked away momentarily. Now Reese resets it between the circles for Walls. Into the far side corner. Three is good from Reese. He got a back pick. Sprinted to that far corner. And hit it quickly. Nice shot from Aubrey Reese. That ties us up 15-15. Well, so far the shooting would make for a great game of horse, but the rest of the possessions have driven coaches crazy on both sides of the line. Raiders whistled for a push on a quick dribble attack from Nichols off the far side. It'll be Hannibal basketball right into the floor, baseline. Now they're going to call it a shooting foul. And Hannibal will go to the line. Short conference there from the Zebras. And they're ready to set up. Jones at the line. Jones with a deuce already in this game. He's 0 for 1 from beyond the arc, and the left-handed guard just misses it off to the left. Elder goes over the back of Walls, and the Raiders pick up the easy possession. And that is another foul on Elder here this evening. He's a young man who will grow into some basketball IQ. He's already a 6 4-inch spring-loaded high jumper with long arms and good defensive touch. He gets a fingertip on that ball as the Raiders are out above the arc trying to get into their offense against what is now a 1-3-1 zone from Hannibal. Hannibal gets the tip. It's going to stay with QND on the left end of the floor. Now that call is reversed, and Hannibal will get it here on the near sideline line. Mark Thomas, the head coach of Hannibal in his first season, has the Pirates off to a 4-1 start. 6 minutes to go, first half, 15-15 our score. Raiders have hit a 3 with Reese here in the second half. Eaton and Reese off the bench tonight have each hit 3. Fall away 3 from Hugenberg for Hannibal. He leads all scorers with 9. He's got 3 threes, and Hannibal goes up 18-15. Hannibal comes back and sets up into 1-3-1 again. They're trying to trap the Raiders in the half court. They've got Elder at the spear point, and he takes up a lot of passing lanes. You got to beat this 1-3-1 with a diagonal pass at some point. Walls down the lane, alley-oop to Welper in the lane. Welper's going to be fouled from behind by Hugenberg. Hannibal is in the bonus. The Raiders are not. 5.5 to go, first half. Raiders' next action comes up Tuesday night. That's right, Tuesday night. Palmyra's Panthers will be at the pit. Palmyra, they are a whale of a team this year. Outside, three-point shooting, transition team. 3 from the outside on the inbounds play is good for Walls. Riley Walls with his first 3 of the night ties this back up at 18 apiece. Now the Raiders come with some three-quarter court pressure. They want to trap and get the offense flowing. Low pass from Jones, down low to Powell. He's picked off. Raiders in transition. Fadeaway layup won't go for Walls. And he's going to go to the free throw stripe for 2. Right now, Powell, Dylan Powell, the big 6'4", 245-pound sophomore, is getting frustrated for Hannibal. The guards for Hannibal, Hugenberg, Jones, and Nichols, are playing too fast, not letting him establish down low and not looking for him, frankly, when he is. It's been a big break for the Raiders. Either immaturity or lack of vision for Hannibal's guards, as Powell has looked established inside all night, and his teammates haven't gone to him. 2 free throws are good for QND. Riley Walls gets them both, and the Raiders go up 20-18 here on the road in Hannibal. Hannibal with Elder. Raiders trapping three-quarter court. Elder tries to play through it, and he's whistled for the foul. Elder just bowled his way through Walls and Reese when they pinched him on the trap, and he'll be called for the foul. I believe that's the 3rd for Elder, and that means Coach Thomas is going to have to go to his bench. He's got a little bit of depth, and he's going to bring it on now. Daniel Fohees, a 6'4" senior who comes off the bench for Hannibal. Fohey into the game for the first time. Long three from Reese. Hits the front of the rim. Won't go, but he's fouled. Fohey's first contribution is to foul a three-point shooter in the act of shooting. That's not going to make Coach Thomas happy. He's got the hands on his hips, his head cocked to the left side, and he wants to talk it over with the officials here tonight. These officials have to be tired. At least two of them have worked the two previous games as well. In and out off the left hand of Reese. Aubrey hit his first three when he came on as the sixth man here this evening. Now he misses the free throw. His second, he's getting three. He was fouled in the act of three. He drops the second one in. And his third could make it a two-possession lead for QND. Just under 5 minutes to go, first half on the road in Hannibal. Hope you're enjoying the Christmas season with some QND basketball. Reese's third free throw won't go. Big rebound by Powell. Reese 1 for 3 at the line. Raiders lead is 21-18. Hannibal goes down the left side wing. They want to get it into the hands of Williams. Now outside for Powell. Backdoor cut for Hugenberg. Hugenberg was being absolutely held from behind by Ritter. Ritter looked like a cornerback who got beat on a 9 route and just grabbed the jersey and started reeling him back in. So Hugenberg, the game's leading scorer with 9, all from beyond the arc, is going to go to the free throw stripe for the first time tonight. 21-18, Notre Dame on top. Hugenberg misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and the Raiders have the rebound with Ray. He gets it to the left wing for Eaton. In transition, goes baseline, tries to drop off a no-look bounce pass inside, and that hits Ben Welper in the feet. You can't short the bounce passes to the big fellas, especially when they're moving in transition. 4.5 to play. Raiders with a 1-2-1-1 trap, three-quarter court. Hannibal beats it on the near side, coming across the timeline. Into the hands of Williams, now right side corner. Straightaway offset left, they go on the ball reversal. Far side, dribble drive, no good off the left hand of Jones. And it's going to be a foul against the Raiders. Will be on the free throw line as Hannibal is in the bonus for the remaining 4:15. Well, Jones, he is quick as a hiccup off that wing. He gets it in a little sliver of daylight. He is ready to take one dribble and get to the rim. Free throw is good. Jones has 3. Raiders enjoying a little hotter shooting touch tonight. You can tell the practice was good, as Coach Sheffield talked about in the pregame show on Wednesday and Thursday. Second free throw is short. We have a lane violation, though. Who is it against? It's going to be against Notre Dame. Well, when things are going against you, and at 0-3, it certainly feels like the tide is against the Raiders at this point. It just goes against you in every phase. A lane violation on QND gives another free throw to Jones, but he's kind enough to miss the retry, too. Jones 1 of 2 from the line on that trip. Raiders lead at 21-19, 4 minutes to go, first half. Raiders with Eaton, passes it over the top into the left wing corner. 3 from Welper is no good. Welper's got 4, but he's 0 of 2 from beyond the arc. And a foul whistled on the rebound against Riley Walls. I'd rather it's going to be out of bounds off of Walls. He was tangled up with Powell. And now the Raiders will get a quick substitution. Reese was out just for a moment. He's going to come back in. Carter Cramsey got about 16 seconds worth of time. Raiders on the press. Beaten easily by Hannibal as they go to the far side with Jones. Now into the hands of Hugenberg. He wants to go down low to Powell. Knocked away by Welper, and it'll be Hannibal basketball. Right into the floor. What are you doing this week? The Raiders are going to play 3 games in about 7 days. They'll have Palmyra on Tuesday and Mater Dei. Boy, the Knights are good again this year. They come to the pit Friday night here on WTAD. Stretch pass to Williams on the far side. His 3 is good. Well, Williams doesn't take much time to knock it down, put Hannibal back on top, 22-21. It is a little 4-0 mini run for Hannibal as they take the lead back, 22-21, 3.5 to play first half. Raiders on the right side at the center circle extended. They'll take their time, reverse it around the perimeter to Reese on the left side. Dribble drive by Eaton. His jumper from 11 feet on the wing is good. Smooth release that time by Drew Eaton. Nothing wrong with Eaton. Coach Shetfield just thought he was pressing a little bit, so he brought him off the bench tonight to try and relax him, and Eaton's looked good. Raiders have the 1-point lead in transition. Low post entry for Powell. He's got his first field goal of the night. 24-23 as the scoring starts to pick up on both ends of the floor. Quick attempt by Welper off the dribble drive. Wrap it underneath. His reverse scoop won't go. And Hannibal's going to go to the free throw stripe as the Raiders give up the foul. Ben Welper got caught out of position going for the rebound. And that's going to send Hugenberg to the stripe. Well, Hugenberg, I know he missed the front end of the 1-and-1 on his first trip, but he's a guy who sprints to the free throw line when he gets fouled to know he's going to get the shoot. So you got to feel good about that. His front end is good. He's got 10 and leads all scorers here this evening. That makes it 25-23 Hannibal. Second one is pure. Hugenberg just misfired on that first free throw. And other than that, he has been money. He's got 11 to lead all scorers, 11 of 26 for Hannibal. Hannibal comes with pressure. Now Raiders going to need some help in the backcourt to break it. Welper throws a pass over the head of everyone. Quick three off the hop that time from Walls. Ill-advised. He took a 2/3 length of the court bounce pass and then jumped right up for a quick three. 26-23, Hannibal on top with possession. I know the Raiders are feeling better about their shooting as a team after a good week of practice, but you still have to work for quality shots like that one from Powell. Double clutches in the low post, just goes up and lays it in. He's got 6 and is starting to come alive. 28-23 Hannibal. Hannibal has really had it all their way for the last 2 minutes. In that time, they have put a 10-2 run on Notre Dame. Welper down the lane, spins, gets it to his brother, Welper, and he is fouled as he goes up for the shot. Ben set up Barry that time, and Barry will be the one to go to the line. Good awareness that time by Ben Welper. You know, for big guys who are maturing, learning their body, learning their strengths and weaknesses, kind of trying to devour that basketball IQ, big guys who can pass usually develop later if it's not just a out-of-the-womb type talent. And Welper's certainly kind of feeling out that part of his game. Ben Welper is. Barry Welper, 2 for 2 at the free throw stripe. That breaks the 10-2 run for Hannibal. And Hannibal in transition. Long pass as the Raiders get beat on the home run ball to Powell. He's got 8. 30-25. Notre Dame trailing, 90 seconds to go. First half on the road at Hannibal. Dribble drive near side is slapped out of the hands of Ben Welper when he got it from Barry Welper. And now a foul whistled against Welper on the reach. Trying to get that missed pass back, and he's going to send Powell to the line for 2. Double bonus for Hannibal. Raiders in the bonus now for this last 90 seconds as well. So Hannibal, if they can live right from the line, can do some damage here. As a team, they were 7 of 9 from the free throw stripe in the fourth quarter of Tuesday's 2-point win over Kirksville. Free throw from Powell is good. He's got 9 now. 31-25. That is the third foul on Barry Welper, so he'll be on the bench most likely for the remaining 127 of this first half. Powell pounds it down, puts it up, won't go. Big rebound by Johnny Ray. Well, Ray keeps this a 2-possession game here at the end of the first half. And now Eaton thinks about a quick 3. Gets to the free throw stripe on a stop and go. Can't hit the shot. Rebound down low, picked up by Hannibal. Hannibal wants to run. Hugenberg, eyes up. He's in the corner. Wants the 3 from Jones. Air ball picked up by Eaton. And the Raiders have a run out all the way down the floor for Riley Walls. He's got 2 more. That's 7 on the night. The Raiders cut the lead to 31-27. That was a great bit of defensive rebounding and then spacing in the counterattack. And an easy run out for the Raiders. That's what's been missing in the first 3 games of the year for QND, those easy transition points. Entry pass to the baseline, left side for Powell. Turnaround jumper is good. Right now you're seeing Hannibal being tough-minded. They are not letting the Raiders put a run together to strike back here before halftime. 30 seconds to go. Raiders on the right side of the arc. Free throw line extended. Now baseline dribble drive by Walls. Kicks it back into the lane for Ray. Ray's 8-foot floater won't go. comes out to midcourt. Last touch by Hannibal, so no over and back for QND as Eaton picks it up. He's back across the timeline. 12 seconds to go. Right side of the free throw line with Cade Walls. Now set it back out to Ben Welper between the circles. Long three coming up. That's no good from Cade Walls. And a chance for Hannibal to run it out. Hannibal in transition beats the buzzer with a layup from Williams. And it's going to be 35-27 Hannibal as we go to the half. Hannibal putting on a dynamic last 4 minutes of this first half. They trailed 23-22 and have come back to take a lead 35-27 here at the half. That's all thanks to a 13-4 run they ended the half on. Hannibal leading QND at the half 35-27. You're listening to Raider Basketball on WTAD. The second half is just underway, and the Raiders are called for a foul off the ball to start this second half. They lose their opening possession in a match that they trail 35-27. I'm Sean Sechrist. Bruce Terstegi taking care of us back at the WTAD studios. Well, a couple of big-time shootouts were announced this week. We'll tell you how the Raiders are going to be matched up not only for the State Farm Holiday Classic in Bloomington coming up the 26th, 7th, 8th, right after Christmas, but also the pairings are out for the KHQA Subway Superfan Shootout. That comes up a little later in the season, to say the least. Hannibal with a quick three from the outside. That'll be February 7th and 8th. Rebound by Powell. He gets the extra two, and it's quickly Hannibal with a 10-point lead. Powell starts the second half with that two, and it's 37-27. Hannibal over Notre Dame. Raiders moving left to right here in the second half. Johnny Ray gives it up in the right deep corner just outside the arc. And the pass from Eaton from that point is picked off on its way to Reese. In transition, Hannibal's layup is good. And a hoop and a harm, too, as they're going to call the Raiders for the block and send Jones to the line. Oh, the Raiders get up kind of scratching their heads after that call. That was a case where Cramsey thought he had set up early enough to draw the charge, but no good. Instead, it'll be the left-handed guard Jones converting on the three-point play. That makes it a 40-27 lead. It's Hannibal. He's opening the second half the way they closed the first half, on a tear. Welper in the far side corner. Ray gets run over by Elder, and that's the worst thing that's happened to Hannibal tonight. Elder just can't seem to stay away from the fouls. He's just a sophomore, but he had 3 fouls early in the first half and picks up his 4th foul 70 seconds into the second half. So Elder's going to go to the bench, and that's going to bring Foey off the bench. Hannibal, Hugenberg, Jones, Nickel, Powell, and Foey after that substitution. The Raiders with Reese, Ray, Welper, Eaton, and Cramsey. The right-hander Eaton puts up a 3 off a pick off the inbounds play. That's no good. And in transition, it's going to go, and the foul for Jones. Jones had a 3-point play on the last attack, and he's going to get a chance for another one right here. Hannibal has averaged 64.5 points in their wins this season. They are 4-1 on the year. Their lone loss, a 29-point loss to Rockbridge. Second shot for Jones from the free throw stripe in the last 40 seconds is no good as he misses the chance for that 3-point play. And now the Raiders casually take it down. Jones sails in with the left hand out and lays it up and in. Jones has been a one-man wrecking crew in the first 90 seconds of the second half. He already has 7 points, and he's missed a free throw during that time. Raiders quickly in transition. Eaton steps it out to Welper on the right-hand baseline. Welper's 8-foot jumper is good, and Ben Welper is on the board for the first time here tonight. Raiders cut off that run by Hannibal. It's 44-29. Raiders give it up and quickly Hannibal the other way. They're not going to be able to turn it into points this time down the floor. QND going to go to the line with Drew Eaton. Eaton didn't get the start here tonight. Coach Shetfield thought he was pressing a bit in the starting lineup. So he's going to come off the bench, and he had 5 in the first half. He makes the free throw here. That makes it 44-30. Hannibal really putting a run together over the last 6 minutes of play. 44-31 is the second free throw from Eaton is good. Raiders continue to shoot it fairly well from the line. With those 2 free throws, the Raiders are now 8 of 11 from the free throw strike this evening. 44-31. Raiders come out with some full court pressure, looking to trap. Hannibal gets it across the timeline, down into the corner. Entry pass out of the corner, middle of the lane for Powell. Turnaround goes, but he's fouled before the shot. That's going to be Hannibal basketball. Left end baseline as Hannibal's moving right to left here in the second half. Raiders are going to make a substitution. They'll bring Ritter out of the game and Eaton back in. That was just a quick substitution. Raiders trying to defend this baseline inbounds play. Hannibal gets it into the safety valve coming near side. Hugenberg. Now Jones has it between the circles, left end of the floor. Brings it to the left side for Nichols. Nichols wants to roll it to Powell. He's covered up. Trying to make a decision from outside the arc. Fade away on the curl is good for Jones. Jones is starting to take over. Hugenberg was the man in the first half. Jones has been the man here in the second half. 46-31. Notre Dame goes quickly on a shot in transition. Right side elbow. It's no good from Eaton. Hannibal has the rebound and a chance to come down the floor on the left end. Set it up with Jones. Jones gives it up to Hugenberg. Hugenberg on the curl. Now takes it back out. Oh, slick pass to the left elbow. No good from Jones as he tried to power drop step, and then with the left arm, Welper went up and challenged him. And it'll be a push from behind. Are they going to get Powell for that? Yep, they will get Dylan Powell for the push on the rebound. His first here tonight. Dalton Powell's younger brother, the 6'4", 245-pound sophomore, has played well for Hannibal so far this season. Timeout on the court. We'll take it to 5:05 to go. Hannibal leading 46-31 over QND on WTAD.
A loved one passes on, and for a moment, time seems to stand still.
My husband was my whole world. We spent so much time together.
Making funeral arrangements is never easy. We can help you create a ceremony with sensitivity, compassion, and respect. Hanson Spear Funeral Home, celebrating a life well lived.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table.
This is Financial Services Representative Michael Libman with MetLife in Quincy. I still make house calls. I'll confidentially ask you questions to help you make decisions about your life insurance, IRAs, long-term care insurance, investing, and estate planning. Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
MetLife offers financial services and life insurance. Call Michael Libman. He makes house calls.
Down the lane for Welper off the feed from Welper. It's missed, and Hannibal has a chance to break out one-on-one. Jones in transition, left-handed layup is good. He went right around Riley Walls, like Walls was just one of those orange cones on the highway. Jones has exceptional quickness. He already has 11 here in this third quarter. It's 48-31 Hannibal, and the Raiders going for a loose ball off the miss from Ray. See Ray get fouled down low under the rim. 4:37 to go third quarter. Well, the brackets are out for the State Farm Holiday Classic. We'll tell you about it as we go along here in the third quarter. Ray misses the free throw. He is looking for his first point here tonight, averaging under 3 points per game thus far this season. Johnny Ray, too strong on the second one, and he's 0 for 2 from the stripe. Big-time rebound by Powell in traffic. And Hannibal has it with a 48-31 lead. Raiders get set to bring Cade Walls in off the bench. Powell, somebody lost him on the pick and roll, and he rumbles in for a left-handed layup. That was just a quick developing pick and roll from the outside by Jones. He and Powell played a little two-man game on the left wing. I didn't think anything was going to develop, and then the Raider defense set up on the wrong side of that pick. And boy, Powell felt it, released to the rim, and he had nobody there to stop him. Powell's got 4 in the third quarter, 50-31. The Pirates starting to make the Raiders walk the plank here in Hannibal. Powell's free throw is no good. Big rebound in traffic that time by Welper. Barry Welper brings it across the floor, hands it off to Walls. Walls, quick reverse pass to Eaton from the left side. 3 is good. Eaton hits from outside the arc and cuts off a 6-0 run for Hannibal. 50-34. In transition, Hannibal looking to quick strike. Foey around the perimeter. 3 from Jones is no good. Push off inside. That's going to be against Hannibal's Nichols. And it'll be Raider basketball on the left end of the floor. 50-34. Hannibal on top. 3:56 to play in the first half. The Raiders 0-3 when the seedings were made for the State Farm Holiday Classic. That'll start the day after Christmas this year. December 26th, Raiders picked up the number 10 seed in the small school bracket. Outside the arc, heat check for Eaton. It's short on the front of the rim. He's just going one pass and gunning right now. Rebound for Hannibal. As long shots lead to long rebounds. That's good for Hannibal because they have been good rebounding the ball and quick in transition. When they haven't turned it over, they've really made the Raiders pay. Half-court setup. Foey on the dump down. That's good for 2. Foey's got his first 2 of the night on a great feed from Hugenberg. Hugenberg knows that the Raiders know he's hot from the field. He made his first 3 threes of the game. Right now he's drawing the extra man and giving it up. 3 out of the corner for QND is good. Welper on a quick release on the feed from Eaton. That time Eaton was the decoy. He's made a 3 here in the second half. Raiders go after the loose ball. It's on the floor in front of the scorer's table. Timeout called by Hannibal's head coach Mark Thomas. He will get it in that scrum. And so it's a 20-second timeout with 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 52-37. Raiders trailing in this one. Down by 15. This ball game was tight. 18-18 in the second quarter. Then the Raiders went on a 3-0 run, led at 21-18. Their last lead was at 23-22. And since then, Hannibal has really showcased the offensive potency of this team. Since the Raiders led at 23-22, Hannibal has outscored them 30-14. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Out of the timeout, Hannibal brings it in. Put it in the hands of Jones. He's across the timeline in the center circle. Wants to go right wing. Free throw line extended for Hugenberg. He's trapped by good man-to-man defense from Riley Walls. Now Hannibal reverses it to the left side. Dribble drive for Haynes. Haynes tries to dump it into Foey, and Foey, he's going to be tied up by Welper. Welper has the ball. Foey's going to be whistled for the foul as he tripped up Welper. First time into the game for Austin Haynes. Haynes is a 5'7" senior guard. He's a reserve for these Pirates. Alley-oop in the lane for the Raiders as Walls tries to feed Welper. Welper had to back fade to get that. Not accurate with the alley-oop that time from Walls. That led Welper right into the defense, and Welper lucky to come away with free throws here as he banged into Foey. Welper on the line tonight, his first trip. And as the sophomore forward gets ready to tee it up, we'll tell you some more about that State Farm Holiday Classic. The Raiders picked up the number 10 seed. They'll take on number 7 Tri-Valley, 4:30 on December 26th. Missed free throw, rebound for the Raiders. Quick 3 launched from the outside by Reese is no good. And a loose ball on the weak side. That's going to be a scrum that ends up with a foul being called on Ben Welper. And another possession for Hannibal. So the Raiders in this second half, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. That stays with the percentage they shot in the first half as they were 3 of 9 from distance. QND trailing 52-37, 2:20 to go in the third quarter. State Farm Holiday Classic going to start for the Raiders December 26th. 4:30 tip-off between Notre Dame and Tri-Valley. Tri-Valley's pretty good. Raiders steal it with that 1-2-2 pressure they've been showing throughout this game. Raiders have it in the hands of Walls. Walls between the circles now, straight away. Wants to come right side for Walls. That's Cade Walls from Riley Walls. We've got a couple pairs of brothers on the team again this year. Raiders on the outside now with Eaton, left wing extended. Around the horn to Walls. Walls wants to dribble drive down to the baseline. Shot fake won't go. Outside to Riley Walls for three. It's short. That rebound by Powell slows up the offensive charge for the Raiders. And now Jones is into the front court for Hannibal. 100 seconds to go. Third quarter. Hannibal up 52-37. They'll set up a back pick. Quick three. No good. Raiders do a great job of covering up. Kale Raidman. Three on the way, no good from Jones. It's the first bad decision Jones has made in this second half. Raiders in transition, down the lane. Hag won't go for Welper. He's going to be called for steps. How good is that Downs Tri-Valley team that the Raiders will open up against? Well, on Tuesday night, they put up 66 on their way to a 66-57 win over Gibson City Melvin Sibley's tryout. Sophomore guard Adam Colton had 25 for Tri-Valley, who's 4-2. Adam Coulon, C-O-U-L-O-N. Raiders will have to stop him and the rest of Tri-Valley. Coming up in the first round of the State Farm Holiday Classic. You may have just seen Tri-Valley in the football state championship game over the Thanksgiving weekend. They had a whale of a year on the gridiron and trying to turn that into a good year on the hardwood. Raiders foul Powell as Hannibal collapses it inside to him. Powell goes to the stripe. The sophomore hits the first one. 1 of 2 from the line in this half. That makes it 53-37. We went through a 2.5-minute dry spell there for both offenses. Powell's next, rims in and out on him. He's got a soft touch, but it just rolled out. 53-37. Notre Dame trailing by 16 on the road. Long three from Eaton. Just one pass and he launched it up. That wasn't close to going in, and a rebound for Hannibal. Stop and go for Williams. Down the lane, draws the contact, lays it in. No good. They'll call him for traveling. So possession back to the Raiders. Turnovers have been egregious for Hannibal this evening. Another note on how good that Downs Tri-Valley team is. They ended Fieldcrest's 26-game winning streak in the Heart of Illinois Conference in their opener. That was last Friday night. They won it 76-72, did Downs Tri-Valley over Fieldcrest. So a couple of impressive wins in the last 8 days for Tri-Valley. That's who the Raiders will open with in the boys' small school bracket at the State Farm Holiday Classic coming up on Boxing Day. We'll have an afternoon tilt for you, about 4:30 or so. And those times are, you're a veteran. Start times at that tournament are approximate. When you're the 5th game of the day on a court, one game that features a ton of free throws or goes into overtime, and you never know when we could start. We'll keep you updated here on WTAD, of course. Raiders get a free throw from Eaton. Eaton in this second half is 3 of 4 from the line. He picks up another opportunity here. He misses that one. Big rebound by Powell in traffic. Raiders trail 53-38. Neither offense has been very smooth since the Raiders timeout at 5:05 in this third quarter. Outside for Hannibal. They go around the rim with Raidman. Now down low. Williams, he double clutches and takes it in along the baseline for the layup. Williams has shown a nice spark off the bench. He's got a half dozen. And with 6 seconds left in the third quarter, Raiders get a reverse layup down low from Walls. Walls has tried that twice tonight, and he finally gets it to go for him. So Walls ends the quarter with a nice layup. And the Raiders trail at 55-40 as we go to the fourth quarter. on the road in Hannibal. The Raiders will have to come from behind, down 15 on WTAD.
A funeral service is more than an end to life. It's a remembrance, a time to commemorate all that person meant to us.
My dad meant so much to us. It was hard to know where to begin.
Our caring staff will help you make it a fitting farewell with sensitivity, compassion, and respect. Hanson Spear Funeral Home, celebrating a life well lived.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table.
This is Financial Services Representative Michael Libman with MetLife in Quincy. I still make house calls. I'll confidentially ask you questions to help you make decisions about your life insurance, IRAs, long-term care insurance, investing, and estate planning. Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
MetLife offers financial services and life insurance. Call Michael Libman. He makes house calls.
He was absolutely outstanding. He piled up 11 points. Missed his only 3 and went 1 of 2 from the free throw stripe. Those were both for 3-point plays after scoring in transition. Elder back into the game. He's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw stripe. Elder playing with 4 fouls. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. And who's that on as big bodies collided down low? That could be the second of the game on Powell. If it's on Elder, he is done. They're going to get Powell down low for Hannibal. Powell's second. The big fella having a game tonight. He's got 16. Jones with 14. Hugenberg with 11. Hannibal has really spread it around here this evening. Their attack is nimble and versatile and quick. Ray on the free throw line hits the front end. He's now 1 for 3 on the stripe. Both teams in the bonus for this fourth quarter. Ray hits them both. He's got 2. And the Raiders trail 55-42. Raiders come out with full court pressure, looking for the trap. Breaking it down is Jones. He goes to Powell, inside out, 3 out of the corner. He's no good for Hugenberg. Hugenberg misses from that corner. He was so hot from in the first quarter. Raiders want to break up the left wing. Now across the court, quick look for Walls. Riley Walls on the inside to Ben Welper. He gathers up the rock after a fumble, and that takes the rhythm away from this attack for Notre Dame. Raiders look at a quick 3 outside. Welper won't take it to the left elbow. Gives it up to Johnny Ray. Straight away now for Walls. Backdoor cut. Raiders going to go in for the uncontested layup. Elder's going to be called for goaltending. Score the bucket for Ritter. It went in anyway. And the Raiders have put together a little 4-0 run to start this fourth quarter. They trail 44-55, but they've got all the momentum right now. Elder playing with 4 fouls, has to be careful. The Raiders will come out with that 1-2-1-1 half-court trap. And throw it away is Hannibal. Jones didn't make a good decision as he was looking backside for Nichols. Nichols didn't see the same thing in Jones' eye that Jones thought he saw in Nichols. That's another turnover for Hannibal. Hannibal loses this game. They are going to go back and watch a low-light reel of turnovers. Under 7 minutes to play. Hannibal up 11, 55-44. We're on the road in America's hometown. You can almost feel the corncob pipe smoke coming off Mark Twain's rocker. Push foul whistled against Nichols of Hannibal, and that'll send Riley Walls to the stripe. Walls. 2 of 2 from the free throw line in the first half. This is his first trip there in the second half. Wrapping up our thoughts on that State Farm Holiday Classic small school bracket the Raiders will find themselves in. Number 1 seed, Rockford Lutheran. And number 2, St. Joe Ogden. You'll also see Central Catholic there. They're the number 3 seed. And the number 4, Champaign St. Thomas More. So it'll be a loaded field again at the 2013 State Farm Holiday Classic. Raiders will open with Downs Tri-Valley 4:30 on Boxing Day, December 26th. First free throw is good from Walls. His second one good as well. So Walls touch at the free throw line, propelling the Raiders to a 6-0 run to start the fourth quarter. Now down 9, 46-55. Hannibal breaks the trap, gets it to Powell at the free throw line. He dribbles it off his own hip, out of bounds. Now they say Walls touched it last. Coach Shetfield, both hands behind his back, staring with pleading eyes. Not going to get the Zebras to reverse the call, though. Stay with Hannibal, 55-46. Hannibal on top, 6.5 to go. Raiders trying to break an 0-for-3 start to the season. Williams on the curl, takes it right side to Jones. Jones back to Williams, now near side to Hugenberg. Hugenberg, left part of the free throw line extended, goes for a long three, no good from straight away. Raiders go after the rebound, out of bounds. No one could corral it. Powell thinks he's being held underneath. He's not 100% wrong. And the Raiders will get this basketball. Hannibal has called off their pressure. And the Raiders trying to go quickly in the half court. 6 minutes to go. Welper, dribble drive through the legs. Right side of the lane. Gets it to Ritter between the circles. Now right back to Welper. Welper wants to make a decision. He wants to isolate and go one-on-one. Is he quicker than Williams guarding him man-to-man? Hannibal's shown some man-to-man. They've shown some 1-3-1 zone. Cross-court baseline pass. Three is no good out of the corner. And the Raiders can't close the gap to less than 9. Hannibal up 55-46 with the ball. Jones straight away gets it to Williams. Williams on the curl from the left wing, gets to the free throw line. His jumper rolls out. That's a great high percentage shot from Williams. In transition, Welper's leaning finger roll won't go. And now a tie-up down low. Or is this going to be against the Raiders? Coach Sheffield wants a jump ball, and the official on the baseline has a reach foul against QND. That'll be whistled against Cade Walls. And it'll be Hannibal on the free throw line. Both teams are in the bonus for the remaining 5 minutes from Hannibal. At the stripe, it'll be Williams. Dion Williams, a 6-foot senior guard. He was the first extra guard in off the bench for Coach Thomas. He's kind of the number 4 guard in the rotation. And then Fui's the number 3 big man as he comes in to spell Elder and Powell. Free throw is good from Williams. He's got 7 off the bench tonight, and that breaks a 6-0 run for Notre Dame to start this fourth quarter. Second one off the front of the rim. Raiders fumble it nearly out of bounds and finally run it down. That was a great job of Cade Walls being alert. In transition, outside. Welper wants it for Walls. Walls, right elbow jumper won't go. Rebound for Elder inside, knocked away from him, and it's going to be out of bounds to Hannibal. Well, Elder's really playing tentatively, and he's almost out of this ball game if he gets another foul. He's playing with 4 on the night. Press break for Hannibal comes right up the right side. And then into the middle, Powell fades to the corner, and a foul is whistled. We got a WWE match full of luchadors breaking out in front of the broadcast position right now. The babysitting service has gone off the rails here in Hannibal. 56-46, 5 minutes to go. Hannibal at the free throw stripe with Hugenberg. He's got 11 on the night, though he's been held scoreless in his second half. Free throw is good from Hugenberg. That'll make it 57-46 and pushes the Raiders back to 11 points down. Raiders going to take Cade Walls out. They're getting Eaton back in. Second free throw is good for Hugenberg. 58-46. Raiders trail by 12. Ray, Welper, Walls, and Eaton, the 5 on the floor for Notre Dame. Just under 5 minutes to go. Eaton straight away. Man-to-man pressure from Jones. Now right side for Walls. Walls one dribble to the baseline. Cross-court pass. That's going to go to Welper. Welper, stutter step. Nowhere to go on the baseline. Back to Ray. Ray near side for Eaton. Eaton gets to the right elbow. His jump shot won't go. 2/3 of the way down, and it popped out. Rebound by Williams on the weak side, and now Jones is going to walk it up. 4:20 to play. Raiders down 12, 58-46. A stutter step by Jones. He goes right side baseline. Hangs, won't go. Rebound by Powell. He tips it up and in. Powell's got a half dozen for 17 here in the second half. And it's 60-46. Raiders draw contact. Did Eaton get set up in time? And Eaton got to the spot before his defender, Williams. And Williams is going to draw the blocking foul. Boy, Eaton, he was setting up for the shot. The only question was, did he get into it too late? He got the benefit of the doubt on the contact, and he misses the front end of the free throw. Eaton, just 3 of 6 from the free throw stripe here in the second half. He misses the second one as well, so a frustrating trip to the line, and then Riley Walls doubles down on that frustration and fouls Powell underneath the offensive rim. That's just part of the learning process of developing a basketball IQ. Not giving up those fouls when you're trying to come back on the road. Yes, you have to fight for loose balls. Yes, you have to fight for rebounds, but when the other team's in the bonus and you've got no chance of getting there, you got to give that possession up, go down and get a stop. From the line, Powell. Powell, the sophomore. Free throw is good. The lead is back to 15. Raiders had it slimmed down to as little as 9, but now it's back to 15, and it could be 16 as Powell looks for another. Powell's free throw rattles around and goes down. Powell had a frustratingly slow start to this game, but man, he has been the man of the match ever since the second quarter started. Yes, Jones had his moments in the third quarter. Raiders go outside. 3 is no good on the way from Welper. Welper has had a tough time getting on track. Now a long 3 from the outside from Jones is no good. Rebound down low, turn around and put back up and in by Elder. Elder's got 4 on the night. The lead is 64-46. Hannibal threatening to run away and hide. Dribble drive layup, no good for Eaton. Raiders now going a little bit too fast. You got to go quickly, but under control. Raiders have lost some of that good quick tempo and are just attacking right off the bounce. Maybe one quick pass. 3.5 to go. Timeout taken by Hannibal. Coach Thomas wants to regroup for this final 3 minutes. We'll take it along with them. Hannibal threatening to run away. They lead it 64-46 over Notre Dame on WTAD.
What's a podiatrist? A foot doctor. A foot doctor? I didn't know there was such a thing. There is. 25 years ago, I started out with a business plan and a dream. I went to 3 area banks. The First Bankers Trust said it was great, and they asked me if I wanted more money than what I was asking for. But that was the start of my relationship with First Bankers Trust. My dreams have come true.
First Bankers Trust, your bank of dreams.
Out of the timeout, 3:20 to play. Sean Secrease on the road in Hannibal. Raiders looking for their first win of the season. They are 0-3 to start the year. Hannibal 4-1. 3:10 to go in the ball game. Hannibal on the crossover, trying to rocker step. It was Hugenberg, and the Raiders reached in. That's going to be out of bounds to Hannibal as Wall's hands weren't quite fast enough. 64-46. Jones on the spin move against Reese. Reese gets into his back pocket, and then Jones fouls Reese on a loose ball situation. So Reese is going to go to the line for the Raiders. He was just 1 of 3 from the line in the first half. He has not scored in the second half. Raiders have had more offense tonight than they've had in any game this season. They were held to 45 in the first game against Sullivan in a 45-55 loss. Reese's free throw is no good. The left-hander just hasn't had the touch from the charity stripe tonight. 1 of 4. 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. Reese, next one is good. That cuts off a 10-0 run for Hannibal. And Hannibal now, what quick whistle as they were trying to bring it in from out of bounds. Raiders are going to be called for hold on the dead ball. That's Welper. And he's going to go to the bench. He is done. Fouled out. Welper is fouled out with 9 here tonight. He's done. And the Raiders will bring Cade Walls back into the game. Walls, Riley, Reese, Ray, and Welper, Ben Welper, the 5 on the floor for Notre Dame. First free throw from Jones is no good. His next. Rims out as well. Ben Welper has the rebound. 64-47. Raiders go quick three. No good from Ray on the outside. And that easy rebound for Hannibal is going to set up Jones. Raiders jump in looking for the steal. That's going to be on Cade Walls, the intentional foul. And that'll send Jones back to the stripe. He was 0 of 2 on his last trip. He needs a couple here. QND in danger of falling to 0 and 4 on the season. Jones can't get another free throw to go. The only part of his game that's been suffering tonight for Jones is his free throw shooting. 0 of 3 on his last 3 trips. He's 1 of 5 from the stripe in this half and just 2 of 7 in the game. 64-47, 2:45 to play. Both teams in the bonus. Jones hits. That gives him 12 in this half, 15 in the game. 65-47. Raiders go quickly. Welper, brick off the backboard. Rebound picked up easily by Hugenberg of Hannibal. Raiders, even when they're going quickly to try and get more possessions out of the game, are settling for low percentage shots and or not following through when they do shoot. QND not finding their offensive rhythm that they had over the first 10-12 minutes of this game here this evening, when it was very tight and the Raiders led 21-18. Free throw is good for Hugenberg. Hugenberg's made his last 3 in a row. And that hit makes it a 20-point game. Hugenberg puts Hannibal up 67-47. That's a 20-point spread, and that's as big as it's been in this game. Notre Dame on the outside, starting to bring men in off the bench. Jordan Obert is into the game. Up and under for Reese is good as he drives the left side baseline. Reese now has 7 on the night. Raiders have their biggest offensive outburst of the season under their belt. But will it translate to a win? Low inside entry pass for Elder. His turnaround right-handed hook won't go, but he'll go to the line. Now, because of the up-tempo that Hannibal has gotten the Raiders into in the transition game, Elder, who really runs the floor well, has been able to set up in cream-of-the-crop position down low. He hasn't always been found by his guards, but he has been absolutely deep in the lane when he's set up in transition. Elder hits the first free throw and misses the second. He was across the free throw line when he went to get his own rebound. Before it hit the rim, he knew he'd missed it. So that's a miss and wipe it off. 68-49, 2 minutes to go. Raiders going to go far side. Quick 3 on the way is no good from Anders. Weak side rebound, travel whistled against Hannibal. That was a tough call because Hugenberg was the little man who came down with it. He got bowled over. And he gets called for traveling. Right side baseline. Raiders get it into Anders. He fumbles the catch, can't take the 3 that he was open for. Anders needs help now. Gets it from Ben Welper back to Anders. Play a little 2-man pick and roll on the right side to the lane. Welper with the layup. That is as good as Welper has looked all night. He's got 4. Raiders cut it to 68-51. Minute 40 to go in the game. Hannibal looked like they're going to take this one home, but the Raiders maybe finding something that works. Welper looked pretty good on that pick and roll, and now he takes time to go over to Anders and make sure to give him a high five as those two worked well together. Anders the junior, Welper the sophomore. First free throw is no good from Hugenberg. That's a rarity, his miss. And the next is pure. Hugenberg is 5 of 6 from the free throw stripe here in this second half. 69-51. Hannibal pulling it away here late. Anders on the left side wing. Low pass to Reese. Reese dribble drive right lane. Shot is blocked off the baseline by Powell. The big fella came out of nowhere with that right arm and just swatted Reese. Minute 25 to go. Raiders going to be 0-4 when they host Palmyra Tuesday at the Pit. Palmyra's very good. On the outside, little quick look by Walls. Steps into the lane. His runner goes from 8 feet. Riley Walls. He's got 13 on the afternoon now. Raiders showing some pressure with Anders and Walls. Broken down by Hannibal. Williams crossover in the lane. Finds Powell. Powell leaves the basketball behind him. Anders looking on the run out. Can't get his head up quick enough to find Walls. Right side of the wing. Get it straight away now to Reese. Reese curls down the left side of the lane, and he'll be fouled as he put up a little circus shot after the contact. 69-53. Notre Dame trailing in this one. Been a ton of free throws here in the fourth quarter. Both teams opened the quarter in the bonus. That's the kind of night it's been. At the free throw stripe after he was fouled in transition, Reese hits the first one. Couple of substitutes set to come in for Hannibal here. Looks like Foley's going to get back into the game, as well as Skylar Lennox. Second free throw is good for Reese. And we're going to have a full timeout taken by Hannibal. Both coaches want to get some new young men in for the final minute of this game. We'll take the timeout with them and wrap it up when we return. Hannibal on top of Notre Dame, 69-55 on WTAD.
In the past, everyone came to you and you did business at your own kitchen table.
This is Financial Services Representative Michael Libman with MetLife in Quincy. I still make house calls. I'll confidentially ask you questions to help you make decisions about your life insurance, IRAs, long-term care insurance, investing, and estate planning. Call me and I'll come sit with you at your kitchen table.
MetLife offers financial services and life insurance. Call Michael Libman. He makes house calls.
.45 seconds to go out of the timeout, and Hannibal can't get their offensive rhythm together. Coach Thomas doesn't like what he sees, and he calls another timeout. We'll keep this one here for you on the floor, as we want to make sure you're aware of everything that's going to go on Tuesday night at the Pit when the Raiders host Palmyra. The Raiders had a plan to honor Bob Keys, the former athletic director, boys basketball and golf coach who died Thursday night at Rockford Memorial Hospital. The Raiders had a plan to honor Bob Keys during last night's game that was against Camp Point Central. But because of the snow out, that honorarium for Coach Keys is going to go down Tuesday before the game against Palmyra. If you're going to come out to the Pit, there will be a special event. I have been tipped off to what they want to do. We'll see how it goes down and see if they go with the tribute they're thinking about. Come on out to the Pit and see it. It'll be a great tribute. And it'll be a great game between a very good Palmyra team and this Raider boys team that's going to be looking for their first win of the year. Trailing 69-55 out of the timeout with 40 seconds to go. Raiders have Reese, Riley Walls, along with Dalen Anders on the floor. They've also brought out Brian Copley, the sophomore forward. And who's the fifth man right now? That's going to be Jordan Obert. Those are the 5 on the floor for Notre Dame, man-to-man against Hannibal. Hannibal rolls to the far side with Haynes. Haynes into the ball game for the second time. He backs it out to Raidman. 19 seconds now. Curl for Williams down the right side. He hangs. Air ball. Rebound down low for Copley. He wants to start the transition game to Reese. Rocker step off the left wing. Gets into the lane. 8-foot jumper is short. Outside to Anders. 5 seconds left. Put it up, young man. Just a few seconds to go. Free throw line jumper is no good from Copley. And that's going to end the game here tonight. Hannibal, in what was a tight game up until about 4 minutes to go in the first half, Hannibal runs away with it in the end. 69-59. They led by as many as 20 late, and they win it by a dozen over the Raiders.